My ex-wife showed up to our divorce hearing pregnant. She thought it would secure her a payout until the judge asked one question. You ever see someone's face when their own lie destroys them? Because I got a front row seat to that exact moment. Natalie walked into that courtroom, 8 months pregnant, glowing with confidence. She'd been stalling our divorce for a year with every trick in the book. Fake emergencies, missing paperwork, sudden mental health crises that required postponements. But this was her grand finale. The plan was obvious. Walk in looking vulnerable, play the abandoned pregnant wife card, and watch the judge throw out our ironclad prenup out of pure sympathy. She'd done her research too, picked a female judge, thinking the sisterhood would work in her favor. What Natalie didn't realize was that her own paranoia had already destroyed her. 6 months earlier, during one of our screaming matches, she'd called the cops claiming I'd threatened her. Complete lie, but she ran with it. Filed a restraining order the next day. Stood in front of a judge with crocodile tears, claiming I was violent and dangerous. Said she feared for her life and needed protection. The judge bought it. Granted the order immediately. I couldn't come within 500 feet of her, couldn't contact her, couldn't even drive down our old street. My lawyer advised me not to fight it. Just let the divorce proceed and move on. So I did exactly that. Followed that restraining order to the letter. Didn't call, didn't text, didn't even look in her direction when I saw her at the grocery store. I had witnesses, security footage, phone records, everything proving I'd stayed away. But here's the thing about restraining orders that Natalie forgot. They create a paper trail. Every violation gets documented. Every interaction gets recorded. The court system tracks everything. Fast forward to today. Natalie strutted in wearing a designer maternity dress, one hand on her belly, the other clutching tissues for the waterworks. She'd even brought her mother for extra sympathy points. Her lawyer started the sob story immediately. Painted me as the classic deadbeat dad who'd abandoned his pregnant wife. Talked about her financial hardship and how she'd been left with nothing while carrying our child. Natalie sat there nodding, occasionally dabbing her eyes, playing the victim to perfection. She even threw in protective hand gestures over her belly whenever the lawyer mentioned my name. My lawyer stayed quiet, letting them dig their own grave. When it was his turn, he simply stood up and said, "Your Honor, before we address any financial claims, I believe we need to clarify something important." That's when he pulled out the court records, the restraining order application, the sworn statements, the police reports, everything Natalie had filed claiming I was a dangerous monster. The judge reviewed the documents, her expression growing serious. Then she looked up at Natalie and asked the question that ended everything. "Ms. Brooks, according to these records, you filed a restraining order 6 months ago. You stated under oath that he was violent and dangerous. The order prohibited any contact. You're now 8 months pregnant. When exactly did this conception occur?" The silence was deafening. You could literally hear Natalie's brain trying to do the math and failing spectacularly. Her lawyer went pale. Natalie started stammering about complicated timing and reconciliation periods. But math doesn't lie. She was 8 months pregnant. The restraining order was 6 months old. Either she'd perjured herself about me being dangerous, or she was lying about the baby being mine. The judge pulled up more records. Security footage from my apartment showing I'd been home every night, my work attendance, even credit card statements proving I'd never been near Natalie. "Ms. Brooks," the judge said coldly, "you've presented contradictory sworn statements. Either you lied about needing protection, or you're lying about paternity. Both are serious crimes." Natalie tried backtracking, claiming brief reconciliations that weren't documented. But my lawyer presented phone records showing no communication, building keycard logs proving I'd never left during her claimed meeting times, even traffic cameras showing my car had never been near her house. The judge didn't just dismiss Natalie's claims. She referred her to the DA for perjury charges. 2 separate counts. Sometimes the best revenge is letting liars hang themselves.